A silent movie pumped out by Downing Street. Impossible to tell if the new Defence Secretary Dan Jarvis is asking if there's any more money. Smiles inside, the noise outside en route to this production alluded to a very different storyline.
Are you going to be in this job for long, Mr. Jarvis?
Are you keeping the seat warm?
An hour later, he was rolling into the largest drone testing and development facility in Europe, but no cameras were allowed in. The plan was to unveil at least parts of the defence investment plan here. That plan was blown up yesterday by John Healey when he resigned as Defence Secretary, calling the government unwilling and unable to properly fund defence. Today, the Prime Minister said he was giving defence the biggest boost in decades and vowed to carry on in his job.
We have invested heavily in defence, we have stabilised the economy, and we have invested heavily in our public services, and we're seeing the yields of that in the NHS. That is a very sound platform, and I want to complete the work I was elected into government to do, and therefore that's why I've always said I'm not going to walk away from the commitment that I made in 2024.
The Prime Minister's position more precarious because Al Khan's, the smiling former Marine towering over Sakir here, also stood down as Armed Forces Minister last night. Today, fresh from resigning, he posted on social media about how modern warfare has changed, saying, "We're not ready, and we're not being honest about what getting ready will cost." A thought shared by the US Under-Secretary of War, Elbridge Colby, publicly warning there is again a great need for more British military strength in this critical time. We urge the UK to meet that need with urgency, scale and determination. Delays to the defence investment plan, now delayed further by resignations, are stifling industry, say their trade body.
We've been waiting a year and longer for the financial plan that underpins our future production. So we already are seeing businesses going under, people moving out of defence.
And that's because of the delay?
That is because of the delay, plus the freeze on spending in the MOD over the last 18 months.
This is an innovative sector the government say they're proud of.
We've got a really unique vehicle here. We can go around about 7,000 kilometres, believe it or not, so that's the equivalent of
This goes 7,000 kilometres?
Yeah, London to Istanbul and back on one tank of gas.
It can also insert troops silently under battery power and be driven by remote control.
I mean, we were meant to have the Defence Investment Plan a year ago. It's been delayed and delayed, delays.
Yeah.
What impact has that had on you?
It's easy to deal with everybody else except for the UK, basically. We've got all of our first people in the door have been Europeans, Scandinavians. The Americans have just woken up to it as well, so they've been coming through the door. And we've been talking to the UK MOD since the very first time we went to press. They've been down to been interested in it, but they've never got round to it, and they're probably actually one of the furthest away from us as a customer now, because it's just been so slow.
The problem for the Prime Minister, it's not just his defence plans some of his ministers have their sights on, but his time in office. I am not meant to be stood here right now. Downing Street's plan was big smiles, glitz, patting themselves on the back, unveiling at least some of the defence investment plan from that drone facility in Swindon. 48 hours ago, there was, for the first time since Andy Burnham announced his plan to try and return to Parliament, and if successful, perhaps a leadership tilt, there was a bit of energy, almost dare I say, optimism about Downing Street. Yesterday, after John Healey's resignation, our invites to that facility were ripped up. There was no sign today of any announcement, much to the anger and annoyance of some of the defence bosses who say they were dragged to that facility for what one of them described to me as a pointless event in Swindon. The mood now among even some of Sir Keir Starmer's fiercest loyalists, well, as one minister texted me earlier on, quote, "End times."
Paul McNamara in Westminster.